Many people have touched oneness at least once, through meditation, stillness, connection with nature, maybe through psychedelics, deep love, grief, or prayer. But the feeling is always the same across cultures and centuries. Connection, a sense that there is no separation. You feel like you are part of something vast, blissful, peaceful, divine, whole. It's a deep sense of unity. Mystics call it an encounter with God, or Source, or the infinite. In psychology, this is called ego dissolution. And in neuroscience, it's called reduced activity in the default mode network. But regardless of words and language, the experience points to one same thing: a temporary remembering that we are not separate. This is usually treated as a metaphor, a spiritual idea. But what if oneness isn't metaphorical at all? What if we're all just parts of one same being? An expression of a single intelligence? What if the universe is not a place, but actually a living organism? Let's explore this today, just to see what happens. I was recently talking to a close friend here in Paris. She's a psychoanalyst. She's brilliant. She's very curious about philosophy and the nature of our existence. And we were discussing this topic, especially around the following question. What if we're all just cells in a much larger cosmic being? This conversation went to so many places, so I decided to record this video and share with you so we can dive into this together and awaken our curiosity around this topic. Let's begin by talking about the human body as an ecosystem. Our bodies have more microbial cells than human cells. You are a symbiosis, not an individual. Mitochondria, that is the engine of your cells in your survival, was once bacteria. And your gut microbes, they influence your mood, your decisions, your immunity. That means that you is not singular. Your body is actually a collaboration of multiple forms of intelligence. So if we are made of billions of tiny living things, or living beings to be more precise, why can't the universe be made of billions of us? We tend to believe that we are separated from things, that our body has boundaries. But actually, our atoms, what we're made of, comes from stars, plants, oceans. And we do not exist without the oxygen, the gravity, the sunlight. Our context, our environment. Our breath mixes with the trees, the forests. Our heat dissipates into the air. We are an ongoing exchange of particles, energy, information, every second, non-stop. The boundaries we perceive, they are not real, they're just functional, like a cell membrane. It looks like a boundary, but it's permeable. It's part of this greater interconnected system. So, just like a cell cannot exist outside of our bodies, humans also cannot exist outside of the context of the universe. As I was having this conversation with my friend, she brought up the theories of Professor Bernard Carr. He suggests that the universe might be a hierarchical conscious structure, where small consciousness exists inside a larger consciousness. He explains reality as layered, like a nested system. The cosmos might be the body of a mind-like entity. And if consciousness can exist at multiple scales, then humans might be to the universe what cells are to us. And it's interesting to think about it this way. I thought about the hierarchy of our own bodies. So cells, organs, systems, human body. But then if you keep going, there's Earth, solar system, galaxy, and the universe. The same pattern. And as I thought about the similarities between us and the universe to the cells, to our bodies, I thought about communication and how cells have a language. They communicate chemically. The difference is that humans communicate linguistically. Same thing with death and renewal. Cells die, the organism continues, keeps going. And same thing with us. Humans die, but humanity and consciousness continues. It adapts and keeps evolving. Yeah. Have you ever heard that expression, the universe experiences itself through you, or you are the universe experiencing itself? There is a biological parallel to that. Think of your body. It has trillions of cells. Each cell has its own micro-awareness. It reacts, adapts, communicates. But no single cell knows the whole picture. The organism does. And it relies on these cells to perform functions, exchange things, gather information, and sustain your life. So same thing can be applied to humans and the universe. Maybe we are the universe's sensory nodes, maybe the communication points. Maybe your experience is simply a local perspective that the universe is having. Maybe through you, the universe is truly seeing, feeling, tasting, desiring, learning, reflecting, and evolving. There is a culture that deeply understands that. In indigenous worldviews, consciousness isn't something only reserved to humans. It's a property of the entire system. Earth is alive. Nature is intelligent. And everything around us and within us is completely interconnected. Their beliefs and perceptions and culture aligns perfectly with the idea that the universe is conscious and you are simply part of its awareness, which gives all the oneness, blissful feelings. And what if the system that connects all of that is love. Bear with me. You know, in spiritual communities and even religion, love is said as the most powerful energy. It's the thing that binds everything together. But it's usually very metaphorical. It can be biological. Come with me. Spiritual traditions describe love as unity, as the root of empathy, compassion, as the recognition of self in the other, and as I mentioned, the fabric of our existence, what binds everything together. In biology, cooperation means life, and when there's isolation, it's dysfunctional. So we see cells cooperating, tissues supporting each other, systems in our bodies communicating, and in nature, everything working together with collaboration and exchange for survival. So maybe love might be this intelligent cooperation at the human scale. And maybe cooperation of nature might be at love at the cellular scale. But both are expressions of the same principle, this unity, this oneness, this intelligence that connects everything. So love might be way beyond a feeling. It might be the default communication pattern of a connected system. Even further than that, love can be, maybe, the intelligence of the universe operating through us. Maybe to bring more clarity to this concept, we can explore the opposite. Let's talk about cancer. Cancer is when a cell forgets it belongs to the body, to a system, and begins to grow for itself, consumes everything around it without any contribution. It rejects the signals from this organism, and it prioritizes its own survival and multiplication over the whole. What does that remind you of? A human that forgets they belong to humanity, to Earth, to the universe, that begins acting only for their own interests, consumes without any reciprocity, ignores the feedbacks from their system, prioritizes their own personal gain over collective well-being, and over purpose, connection, or empathy. It's called ego. So let's think about this paralleling. Ego as psychological cancer, and cancer as cellular ego. They might just be a reflection of each other. So now, considering these two sides, in our human scale, love might be what makes an organism function, and ego is what makes it malfunction. And this is something I got in touch already with Stoicism. They were thinking about the same thing 2,000 years ago. They believe that God is the universe, that the universe is this living, divine, intelligent body, that everything inside of this universe shares the spark of the same principle, the same logos. And humans are just fragments of this logos, this order, like cells within a cosmic body. There's this concept in Stoicism called sympatheia, where it says that everything is connected and that a change in one part affects the whole. So in Stoicism, virtue would be the wisdom, justice, and harmony of acting in alignment with the universe's flow or the organism's health. And the vices were the excess, the ego, the selfishness that acted like a cancer. This feeling of disconnectedness and to be self-serving. It's interesting to see the same model expressed through this philosophy, and it never really clicked to me until I was having this conversation. That's something interesting about life and curiosity. You start learning about things and you expand your awareness around maybe something in history, religion, spirituality, or philosophy, and as you keep going, you get in touch with new concepts and you remember that thing you learned and you connect to that and you make the synthesis of these ideas, and it's like puzzle pieces. It builds to new perceptions of the world and reality, and that's especially why I'm creating this channel, so we can all share that, and maybe I can inspire you in some way to be more open and more curious. But let's get back to our topic. What if this is all true? What if we're all really one, part of the same being? What changes in our daily lives? Maybe we understand the value of compassion, of collaboration and love. Maybe if we can grasp that this is actually the engine behind the intelligence of our existence, maybe we value it more, maybe we express it more, and not only to people close to us, but maybe to strangers, because strangers are just another cell in this big organism. Maybe we express more empathy. Maybe if we think about our ego, our search for power and riches and this individual path, maybe we start seeing it as a reflection of our ego, the cancer that it is for our society. But these are just thoughts. I want you to get curious. Think about how this applies to your own life. How do you interpret this? How do you interpret oneness? Did you ever feel anything like that? Does this description more biologically make sense to you? Does this resonate with anything you felt before? How does this apply to your life? I want you to get so curious about this. I want you to question, why are we nurturing this feeling of separateness more and more in our society? Why are we more and more individualistic, and what does that mean for the health of our system in the cellular level, but as a society, as a planet? I want to see you're curious about that, because this is the foundation of our existence. And make it fun, make it light, make it a joyful journey of curiosity, just to see what happens. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon for another one. Don't forget to subscribe and join me for our next areas of exploration. See you soon.